Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new week of Rebuilding Myself, a project that I started 12 weeks ago and with only one objective, which is make my life a little bit happier and feel more fulfilled with the life that I'm living because I'm more connected to myself. So, today I'm here in Toulouse visiting my family, and I came to realization about something that I have been willing to talk about for a long time, and is the fact of struggling to find who you want to be, not only deep on the inside, but also publicly. This is something that a lot of you can relate because mainly the content we consume is totally focused around people that are representing us or a content that we like to see of others people's lives. And this is something that at least sounds deeply because I started building content not only through these YouTube videos, but on LinkedIn and TikTok and Instagram almost 40 days ago. And I'm still needing to decide what kind of content do I want to create. And one of the things that I don't want to be is someone who struggles to position himself only as in one category. This is something that is kind of complicated because the momentum or the time of my life that I'm in is not the greatest, in the sense of I'm someone who spends 6, almost 7 days a week working as hard as I can, try to follow my dream and make all those hours compound to build a result that I want to see live, and trying to have some funny and great moments during the week while I exercise, do some sport, spend time with my family, friends, which is kind of complicated because everybody is trying to chase and purchase and fight for the life they want to live in. So they also are focused on their own lives. So for me, what I loved about the time we lived before and the Michelangelo era was that you were able to define yourself as various things, meaning you were able to be a painter, you were able to be a builder, a philosopher, a pedagogue, a teacher, a worker, an artisan. You were able to choose between everything you like doing and be able to define yourself with all those skills or as someone doing those occupations. And this is something that has always stayed with me because I think that is kind of important to understand that a lot of times the things that we are consuming on social media are a part of someone else's life and not totally their life. And my question will always be, why aren't people trying to show themselves not only as a niche or a category in their way of creating content, but putting themselves as something that a lot of people criticize, but I think that is kind of a good way of approaching the problem, which were the influencers. At the end, influencers, or my definition of them, is someone putting themselves in front of a camera, trying to tell their lives and their day to day without a specific subject to talk about, but only telling you what their everyday thoughts are and what their everyday actions are. Is this kind of content something that I want to put myself in? My answer will be no, and only because of one thing, because my life is not a solitary life. There are people in my surroundings and in my close circles which maybe don't want me to be telling everything that's happening in my life and maybe sharing moments that are private only to put them in front of a camera. And this is something we must respect. So I cannot oblige or make people follow my decisions and suffer the actions of my decisions on their life only because that's my choice. So I need to respect that. And if this is someday a possibility, I want to be clear with them and be able for them to engage in the way they want in my way of creating content or telling my story. So if there is something I want to repeat today, and this video will be shorter than the other ones I've done, mainly for because of two things. Because I'm people are waiting for me to have lunch, so I need to go there and spend time with my family and try to enjoy. This afternoon is going to be a working session because I need to try to solve some stickier things that I'm not capable yet to solve with Dreamly, and that I have been fighting all week. So I think that this week I spent almost 20 or 25 hours only trying to unlock a problem that I'm not capable of solving so far. So it's super stressful. I can tell you that this is not my greatest week at work. But I need to stay there to do the job, even though I know that I'm not the best suited person to do the coding and the developing. But that's what I need to do right now in order to be moving a step closer to the objective or of what I want Dreamly to be in the future. So, as I was saying, for me, or the way I would like to define myself, and this exercise, I'm going to do it out loud as I always do in these raw videos, which is kind of the idea of putting myself in front of a camera and telling you what are my thoughts are this specific moment, which is a recopilation of what I have been experiencing during all week. Is I'm an entrepreneur. I think that I will always be, maybe not because of the fact of creating businesses, but because I'm someone creative and I like painting. Am I a painter? No, but I think that I like painting. I also like a lot music, much more films than music, but I'm not a film director, but I would love to be having the opportunity to do it one day. I'm someone who enjoys doing sport, but am I a sportive person? Let me share something that I have been seeing this weekend that only came to my mind right now. Is I have seen people mentioning that a really important part of becoming the person we want to be is deciding what are the names or the occupations or the definitions we want for ourselves. And the fact that if we are not capable of mentioning and telling it out loud ourselves, no one is going to consider us that specific definition. So I think that I just came to a realization into this video. This is the kind of nice thing that I was telling just my mother. She was worried that I was working on Saturday and on Sundays while I'm here spending time with my family. But I told her that it's kind of a mix and I need to do all sort of things. Everything needs to be balanced. So I'm trying to handle all those things together. Is that when you share things out loud, your brain starts thinking differently as if you were only thinking them in your head without saying them out loud. I don't know if this makes sense, but I think that... Hello, Orst. Filming a video. Je fais une vidéo. T'as besoin de quelque chose? Maybe this will stick in the video, maybe not. I've just had my grandfather. This is a long story, but they are part of my family now. And he needed some papers. So it's his table, so I need to let him access it. So I was mentioning, as I was telling, I think that is important for us to name ourselves with the definitions that we want to be recognized about. And if in my case, I'm someone who's a sport person, who's an athlete, even the word is not totally what I feel that I am, but it's true that I train a lot. I put a lot of effort in not only changing my body, but keeping the consistency of doing sports. So I'm also an athlete. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an artist because I'm creative and I like painting. So all those things should be at least 3 words that I can put myself in. Am I a philosopher? Not totally, because at the end, the only thing I'm trying to do is cover my own problems and my life, but I'm a good friend, and I think that that maybe is not a definition of a job, but if it has to be one, I think that I will be a great one, because I'm doing, or I'm suffering from the mistake of giving better advices than the ones that I applied to myself. This was done before. Right now, I think that I have less ego. I'm more capable to talk to myself directly without triggering any kind of specific feeling. I know the things that I'm not, and I know also the things that I am, so I try to maintain them and really think out loud that those things are real. So this will be, I think, the main topic of this video, and it's funny because it came during the video. So it's use names to define yourself. Put yourself not only in one category, but do it in as many categories as you think you are willing to define yourself. You don't need to be good at those categories. You only need to be yourself and feel that those names and occupations and jobs and definitions are really representing you, and that will be the main and important topic of what I want to share with you today. So today I have not bring with me the red notebook, but I think that that will be written once I come back home tomorrow to Alicante. So in any case, as always, thanks again for sticking with me another Sunday. Hope this video bring you any kind of different way of thinking, or not only made you rethink some aspects of your life. If that was the case, I'm super happy, because it's kind of the process that I'm going through, and this is the kind of things that I want to share with you. So thanks a lot again, and see you next week.